How many times have you hesitated, stopped short, overthinking, overdoing, thinking your dream is too audacious, overthinking your dream, hesitating to embrace your desire, or thinking you should simply be grateful for the way things are and that you already have enough and that you should just be content? Well, if you've ever felt anything like that, we're going to shake up that narrative today. Hey, beautiful human, it's me, Rebecca Wiener McGregor, the Anxiety Eraser, and welcome to another episode of Effective Immediately, the show where we talk healthy emotions, mindset, abundance, and leadership, and I give you a mindset shift that you can make effective immediately. Okay, so on our way, in our pursuit of our dreams, we have big vision, big, bold vision. We have huge things that we want to accomplish, massive goals, maybe huge dollar amounts. Maybe they feel huge dollar amounts that we want to create revenue in our business. We want to be fully resourced to help the people that we want to help, to be able to travel, to help more people, to have a team to support us, all the things that come along with being a transformational leader. And sometimes we find ourselves pulling back just a little bit. It's far too easy, in fact, to convince ourselves that our next level is too far away. Because, of course, let's just collect some data. Our beautiful subconscious mind is only caring about your safety. It's only caring about our safety. It only cares about being predictable. It only cares about us being safe. So anything outside of that, there is potential for our subconscious mind to create a block, to heighten the effects of a block that you might already have, to use the data from our past to tell us that we can't get to where we want to go. That something in our lives told us, some circumstance, some event, some person straight up said to us that we can't have what we want. We don't deserve it. It's too big for us. We're not enough. It's too audacious. Who do we think we are? All the stories. So as you're here collecting data, remember that's what we do here. We collect data with curiosity. We do not judge ourselves. We do not blame ourselves. And we don't think we're broken, because we're not. But on our way to this next level, this next step, it is natural and even normal for our subconscious mind to try to block our growth, because it loves us when we are very predictable, even if we are very uncomfortable. Remember, the subconscious mind does not care at all about your happiness. It only cares about keeping you safe. It's your spirit that wants happiness and joy and the goals and the big vision. It's your spirit, your higher self, however you want to call it, that's pulling you forward, having these visions. And you are a spiritual being having a human experience, so it is normal for you to want more. I'm going to say that again. It is normal for you to want more. It is normal for you to desire the next level. It is normal then for your brain to start to talk you out of it. Okay, so this is January, so if you're listening at a different time, that's okay. But right now it's January, and sometimes we set up big, massive goals. I use goals. I don't really use resolutions. I really put a lot of steps into the goals and making my goals my reality. So sometimes goals or resolutions or intentions in this big month of Mondays that January is, where there's so much pressure to get things going, it's natural for people to pull back. It's natural for people to pull back and start telling themselves stories about why they can't have what they want. Okay, so today we're going to just explore some loving things some loving reminders about why it is important for us to not move away from our dreams, to not put the brakes on, or if the brakes are coming on, to work through the brakes and keep moving forward. Okay? First things first, your dreams are valid. Your dreams are your dreams for a reason. You are the one who can make that dream happen in the way that you can make it happen. Your dream will have your fingerprint on it, and it is unique to you. No one else will dream this dream just like you will. Just in the same way that when you look at the stars, you look at the sunset or the sunrise, you see certain things in that sunrise, that sunset, that night sky that no one else sees. You see only your perspective of it. That is the same thing with your dreams. No one can have this dream just exactly the way you want it, because they are not the one dreaming it. They're not the one seeing it in their mind. And it is easy to start to say that you don't need that extra level. You don't need the extra vision, right? That you don't need what you're desiring. But our growth is not always about need. Often it's about want. Our next level of wanting takes us to our next level of growth. So your dreams are not luxuries. They are seeds for your unique journey. And these seeds grow into beautiful sprouts, beautiful lush gardens, beautiful crops, beautiful forests. And these dreams can only be nourished by your spirit. They can only be nourished by your vision. They can only be nourished by your imagination. Yes, you can have other people around you who will start to understand the vision and the mission and work on it with you. But these dreams, these visions that you have for yourself, this is your spirit desiring its full expression. So if you've ever had an idea, if you've ever sparked an idea and you thought, holy smokes, this is too big, it's too crazy, it's too wild, it's in you for a reason. It's about who you get to become in the pursuit of that dream. As you're dropping these seeds and as things are growing, you will be changing. You will be growing. You will be shifting. And sometimes it's just tiny little nuances, just simple, tiny little ways that you begin to shift and see the world in a new way in your journey, on your journey to create this vision for yourself. I have been a hypnotist for almost 20 years. I still can't believe it. 20 years ago, I was studying to become a hypnotist right now. And who I have become in the pursuit of that dream is someone I never even thought possible. I'm living a life that I never even dreamed at that time because my imagination grew into becoming a hypnotist, grew into getting an office, grew into being able to do that work full time. And then it grew into specializing and helping people release subconscious blocks to their vision and their dream and to create new financial realities for themselves. And to fall in love with working with transformational leaders. I never even knew that was possible. I never even knew that was a thing when I started. But who I have become, the levels that I have shifted personally, spiritually, professionally in that time is indescribable right now. I couldn't even describe it all in the next hour. But what I have noticed is that every time I reach a point, when I entertain my imagination, when I entertain my spirit and I work toward the thing or put effort in toward the thing that I'm creating, I become someone new. I notice old stories that I've had, that I've carried about myself, that have stopped me in the past. I notice different ways that I operate, different behaviors that I have, that I can begin to shift to make my life easier and better and more fun. Every single time I entertain my imagination, I become a better version of myself. And then as a reward, it feels like my imagination grows even more. And I get more ideas. This is so exciting. Kind of chokes me up a little bit. I get more ideas, more plans. Did I ever think that I was going to write the book that I'm writing now? No, it wasn't even there in the beginning. There was a vision, but it was small. And then it grew a little bit when I entertained my imagination, when I entertained my desires, and it allowed to grow into the next thing. I became the next version of myself, and then I began to want differently, expand differently, have different desires, and be able to create the next reality for myself. So as you are thinking about your desires and the things that you have pulled back on, remember, this is not about beating yourself up. Not at all. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about looking at the data. When you have pulled yourself back from something, think about how you can begin to let yourself move forward into that vision again. Okay, the next thing, settling isn't settling. Settling for the life you have when you have a greater vision is not simply settling. It's compromising on your potential. So I want you to be very loving with yourself as I say that, because as you are looking at the next level of your life, the next thing that you want, the things that you have talked yourself out of, they don't just go away. When you decide to settle for not having that thing, the desire doesn't really go away. You have to actually push it down. And that is a compromise against your spirit. That is a compromise on your potential. That is a compromise that your higher self has for you. The compromise is against your higher self, the part of you that is pulling you forward. The part of you that wants you to explore the next level, the next version of yourself. Your dreams are your compass to your fullest expression of yourself. And anytime you stop yourself from allowing that, you are stopping your full potential. Take a breath. I know that's kind of big. I know that can feel kind of heavy. So be really loving with yourself. I feel like somebody had a little stir up about that, and that's okay. That's all right. Settling will have you wondering your whole life about your potential. Settling will have you wondering in the back of your mind, even when you're having a great time, what could it be like to be this part, to be this thing, or to have this thing, or to create this business, or to write this book, or to go back to school for this thing, or to be in that relationship. Settling will create a nagging feeling inside that won't ever really be answered. And that means that you're compromising your present moment too, because anything that causes drag from your present moment is not allowing you to be fully enjoying the present moment. It is very often possible. It's very possible, especially with the Gen Xers that I work with, that we don't want to shine our light too bright. This has been a thing. It's been a thing for me. It's been a thing for other people. You might notice it in your own life. You don't want to shine your light too bright. You don't want to get too big or too bold. You don't want to outshine maybe your family. You don't want to outshine your friends. You've grown up with certain people in your life and you don't want them to think that they're better than you. That is all subconscious talk. That is all subconscious story trying to keep you stagnant in the present moment. Your spirit is like, shine, shine. Let yourself move forward. Let yourself grow. Let yourself create. Anything that is against the vision, that is truly rooted in fear, because of course, not every idea that we have, we're going to see to its fullest expression, right? But there are some ideas, some visions that we hold that stay with us our entire lives if they're not expressed. And our subconscious mind will tell us all the reasons we shouldn't have those things. We shouldn't go after those things. We shouldn't create those things. We shouldn't allow them to come to light. And some of the reasons will be because we don't want to seem like we're better than other people. We don't want to outshine other people. We don't want to be too much, right? We We don't want to be too much, so sometimes our subconscious mind will tell us we're not enough. All right, on to the next. The unapologetic wanting. There is power in wanting. Wanting does not make you ungrateful. It makes you human. Within you is that spirit that we've been talking about, the ever-expanding spirit that is expanding and growing and learning and shifting and helping you to create your life. Desiring more is normal. Desiring more as a visionary is normal. It's exciting. The next new idea that comes in, the next flood of ideas, the next flood of inspiration, and you feel passionate, you feel alive, you feel awake because of that, that is not a feeling to be squashed. That is not a feeling to be ignored. When you are in your greatest joy, when you are in your greatest appreciation for life, when you are in your greatest brainstorms and excitement and passion, that is you fully expressing yourself. And allowing all of that to come to fruition is you becoming the person who can have that. It's you becoming the next version of yourself who can create that. And it is you expressing yourself in this world, leaving your fingerprint on this world. Now, you don't have pressure to leave your fingerprint, but you have an internal desire to leave one. You're not obligated, but you get to. You get to express yourself. You get to have fun with your vision. You get to have fun with your creativity and your imagination. You get to enjoy the fruits of that. The growing, the shifting, the allowing, the creating, the receiving that happens from that. I feel like there's some stuff coming up. Some buzzing in stomachs, some maybe feeling a little breathless. So allow yourself to just notice what's happening in your body. Notice if there's either excitement or if there's hesitation. This is not bad information. This is good information because it's showing you where your limits are. And if you've learned anything by watching this show, you know that you can move beyond your limits. You can reprogram your subconscious mind to create a whole new life for yourself, to allow a whole new set of beliefs, to allow a whole new life. And it doesn't mean that you have to dump the life that you have. It means that you get to tweak, shift, finesse the things that you have, the life that you have, so that you can have it the way that you want it. All right, the next one is loving yourself enough to dream. Very often we look at a spectrum or we look at self-love and selfishness and selflessness. I'll get there. We look at selfishness and selflessness like they're two sides of the same coin. In fact, it is a spectrum. Selfishness over here, selflessness over here, and inside the spectrum is all self-love. And true self-love involves allowing yourself to dream, to wish big, and to allow yourself to release whatever stands between you and the dream so that you can have it. Your desires are a celebration of your worthiness and an opportunity for you to shower yourself with love and affection by taking steps to have what you want. It's as simple as that. In the pursuit of your desires, being in that state of self-love does not mean ignoring everybody else, as our subconscious mind might start to have us picture. It does not mean ignoring every other part of your life. It does not mean that the life that you have right now is not worthy of living. It just gives you the opportunity to love yourself enough to create the fullest expression of your life. To have the life that you really desire. To not settle for the things that have dragged you down, pulled you down, made you feel less than. Give yourself a breath. Give yourself some love here. If you are already connecting to this, and if you have been overthinking, overgiving, overdoing, and it is pulling you further away from your vision, I have a resource for you. If you head over to my website at RebeccaWiener.com, you will find a meditation there for you, and it is how to stop overthinking in 10 minutes. And that will help you stop overthinking and shift back into your vision for yourself. It's a nice little space for you to reclaim your desire and to take a pause on all the things that have been caught in your brain, caught in the cycles, caught in the loops, and for you to get back to your vision for yourself. Okay, the next one. This one seems to be extra important because of one of my enemies, which is toxic positivity. You know about toxic positivity, right? The belief or the way of being that is just ignoring all the bad feelings and only allowing the good feelings. We are beings who need to express our feelings. And if we don't express them, they get stuck inside of us, and that creates a whole host of other problems. And if you want to learn about that, you can go back to other videos or other podcast episodes, because I've talked about it there in more depth. Gratitude and ambition can coexist. Being grateful does not mean that you are not allowed to grow, does not mean that you're not allowed to have a vision. You can be grateful and be ambitious. You can be grateful and be excited about the next iteration of your project, your business, your life, your relationship. Being grateful is a nice foundation for a beautiful, beautiful life. If you pay attention to anything that I've said, gratitude is a huge part of my life. And in the past, I have said to myself, if you just be grateful for what you have. Just be grateful for what you have. Don't ask for too much. Just, you got this far. This is pretty good. Don't ask for too much more. And that was my subconscious mind telling me, no, you've gone too far. Let's not stretch any further. I'm getting nervous. I'm scared of this growth. And you may have experienced that yourself. Gratitude is a beautiful foundation for your life. Being in that feeling of appreciation and joy for what you have can easily coexist with a big, bold vision for yourself. Whatever you want to create in your life that feels good and right and natural to you is available to you. Your desire to want more in your life does not mean that you are ungrateful. I'm going to say it again. Your desire to want more in your life does not mean you're ungrateful for what you have. Practice your gratitude. Enjoy the feeling of appreciating every person, every place, every experience, everything in your life. I mean, everything. I appreciate and feel grateful for technology right now so I can be with you in this moment. You have many opportunities to feel grateful. And please do not let that stop you from wanting what you want, from creating the life that you want, from being in that state of self-love that helps you to create your desires for yourself every single day. You can be grateful and still be moving forward excitedly, ambitiously for your next adventure, your next iteration of your life or your business, or that next book that you want to write, or that next song that you want to sing, or that next place you want to travel. Whatever it is that you want for your life, you can have and you can desire without apology. I hope this has helped you to reconnect with your heart and your spirit and allow yourself to have that vision so it can lovingly pull you toward its growth and its fruition. Okay, so on to our effective immediately mindset shift of the week. Anytime that you notice that you are stopping yourself, that there is a cycle of overthinking that comes in, a moment of pause like, oh, I mean, that's such a big goal. I'll just be content for what I have. I want you to put your hand on your heart. And I want you to give yourself a big breath. And I want you to thank your spirit for giving you a glorious imagination and a glorious vision. Thank her, him, them, for giving you your beautiful imagination. Thank it. Thank your spirit for desiring so much more for you. And then write down your next 3 steps that you can take. And they may be big steps. So if they're really big, make the sub steps, right? Make the small tasks in between. And then I want you to write, I choose to believe that I can have this vision the way that I see it. I choose to believe that I can have this vision the way I see it. And then take your first step. And take the next step with that belief that whatever you have inside of you, that is in your imagination, that is in your vision, that you can create for yourself. I cannot wait to see what you create for yourself. If you have been stopping yourself, if you have been noticing that there are subconscious blocks keeping you from what you want, you may be feeling anxiety, frustration, irritation, all those things in the pursuit of your goals. I want you to reach out and have a conversation. I'd love to help you to shift your mindset, to shift your subconscious beliefs so that you can release all subconscious resistance to your dreams. You can book a call with me at callwithrebecca.com, or you can find out more about me at rebeccawiener.com. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.